Okay, guys, so we're going to just explore some effects processing here at the moment, or processing effects rather. The task I gave you for prep here is to record a very short jazz piece, just 4 bars long, and compose it to the chord sequence 2-5-1, add a swing rhythm, and add some effects then to your recording afterwards. So I'm going to go through this. This is going to be pretty quick, but obviously feel free to pause this video as much as you want, slow it down, whatever you need to do. And if you have any questions, of course, just get in touch. So I'm going to use Soundtrap for this, and Soundtrap is what we would be using in class. But of course, you're completely free to use a different software package if that suits you. Okay. So first thing I've done is I've actually gone ahead and written my melody before I started recording. So I'm in the key of D major. And because we're writing a jazz song, I've chosen an appropriate jazz chord sequence, which is 2-5-1. So you can see I've used the chord of 2 in bar 1, which is an E minor. I've used the chord of 5 in bar 2, which is an A. And I've used the chord of 1 for the last 2 bars. I haven't kind of overly complicated the melody or gone into it anyway. I just wanted a nice simple melody. So there's my tune. So the first thing I'm going to do in Soundtrap is I'm going to put a drum beat down. It's a good idea to start with a drum beat. And again, before I made this tutorial, I planned ahead and I've decided what drum beats I'm going to use. So I'm not just kind of getting lucky here with the drum beats. I have researched this before I start. So I'm going to start with browse loops. And you can see there, I've just typed in jazz drums. And jazz drums gives me, I just like this first one here. You can sample this. You just press play there to give you a little sample of it. And that's exactly what I'm looking for, okay? There are other ones there as well. Now, please, guys, whilst I have, of course, researched this, and in the video I've picked one straight off the bat, I would encourage you to kind of experiment, mess around with this. It doesn't have to be the ones I use here. And then by putting the plus sign in, it goes into my song there. Now, that loop is 8 bars long, so and I'm going to leave it at 8 bars. I can cut out these last 2 here, but I'm just going to leave it at 8 bars, and I'll play my melody twice. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a bass line, and so just when it comes now, just show you kind of a bit of housekeeping here. To get rid of this box now on the right hand side, which is showing my drum loops, I just click on these 2 quavers here. I'll get that out of the way now, and then my keyboard comes up. Just the bass that's selected by default is called the 808 with a glide. I don't particularly like this sound. That's it there. It's very kind of grimy, that kind of sound. So I don't want that. I just want a jazz bass. So I'm literally, when I click on, sorry, just to show you. So I click on that button where the type of bass is listed. And I'm just going to type in jazz bass. Or even jazz. There you go. So a clean jazz sound. That's exactly what I want. And close this. Now, so for my bass line, I'm just taking the root note of each chord in each bar. So in bar 1, my chord was an E minor, so I'm going to play E, and I'm just going to hold it for a semi-brief. Bar 2, the chord was chord 5, which is an A. So I'm just going to play an A for a semi-brief. And then the last 2 bars are just the chord of 1. So I'm just going to play D for a semi-brief, D for a semi-brief again. Okay, and I just record it from here. So I'm going to press record. Make sure your metronome is on, by the way, here, okay? And this will give you a 2-bar count in. So here we go. Okay, so as you can see, I played the melody around twice because the loop was 8 bars long. I can cut these 2 out. I'm going to leave it in as an 8-bar melody. Just play my phrase twice. Okay, and add a new track. Now I'm going to put my melody in. The melody I'm going to put on guitar. Okay, and by default, this one here, Big Pop Sky Blues, is there by default. So that's what I'm going to use. Now here's the important part of your task. I want you to turn off the reverb, turn off the pan, and in effects, I want you to delete any effects that are here. And you can see there's actually quite a few. It's really cool. There's a lot of work gone into this effect, okay? All those effects were there, okay? So close it off. So essentially, it doesn't matter what you pick here. So this is just going to be what we call a dry sound. It has no effect on it. Okay, it's just a kind of a whiny song. Okay, so here's my melody again. Ba 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 ba. So I'm going to play this into my recording now. So we rewind it, and here we go. Guys, just I'm using the touchscreen here, so the latency isn't always spot on. That means sometimes there's a little delay between when I push the note and it gets input into the recording. So I apologize in advance if that happens. So here we go. I'll do it again. Okay, I should point out here as well, that's the recording done. That's quite fast, 110 quattro beats per minute. Let's say you think, oh, I can't play it that fast. You can set your metronome to a totally different tempo, okay? And let's say you only want to do one bar at a time, right? I can change that to, look, I can change that to 70 quattro beats per minute. Really slow. And do click the adjust here, that is important. And let me just show you a little trick here. So that will have obviously changed the whole tempo of my song. You can see it's changed there. But if I let's say I wanted to just do the first bar first of all, okay? Turn all the effects off. Everything. Go, go. Get out of here. Go, go. Okay. Let's say I just want to record the first bar, which is bum. Okay, it can be whatever you want. I rewind. I can I record it. And that's just the first bar recorded. I'm just going to mute this one here. I can then add a new track. Same thing. Big guitar, turn all the effects off. This, go, 3, 4. There's 6 different effects on that, which is mad. So I'm going to record the second bar now. Okay, so go to the start, let's record. 2 bar count in. Here's the second bar. Okay, I then go and repeat that process, like setting up a new track, and do the third bar then, and so on. Okay, I'm not going to actually do that here now because I've recorded the full line in one go, and I'm going to put my tempo back up to 110 because I liked it. Okay, so I've got my melody made now, but I've no effects on it. Okay, I'm gonna mute this. Sorry, unmute that. There we go. So here's my tune. Okay, and it goes again and twice. Now, part of your task here is you're going to export that song as an MP3 file. Okay, sorry, I have to save it first. So file, save as. A jazz melody, no effects. And you're going to export that. Okay, so I haven't finished yet. Okay, still mixing up here while it's saving, so you'll see this might take a minute here. So basically I'm going to save it as my no effects one, and then I'm going to do a second file here. We're going to add effects into the song itself. Okay. So this is going pretty slowly up here, so we have to wait for this. So I'm going to pause the video here for a second while it does that. So that's now saved, so I can say, or sorry, it's mixed, so I can export that now as an MP3 file. Okay, and you can see down there, jazz melody, no effects. That's how it's saved. I don't know how it will save in your own device here. The next one then, I'm now going to add on some effects here. So I'm going to go into this. I click on the picture of the instrument here on the left hand side. So this is my guitar track. Remember, these two here, like I can actually, I can delete them, and I think I will because it's just going to confuse me. Okay, so I'm going to go in here, click on the picture of the guitar, and I'm going to add in loads of reverb here. Okay, onto the guitar line. Okay, and I now play my song. And you can hear the reverb there. And hear there's that huge echo that's added on. So that's one effect. Then in the bass line, I'm going to put some effect on this as well. So click on the picture there. I'm going to add in an effect from the box in here, actually. So you click on, sorry, just so clear what happened there. I clicked on effects. I'm going to add an effect here. And just because I like them, I'm going to put on a stereo chorus. And I'm going to add on tremolo. Tremolo is, of course, kind of duplicates the sound an octave higher or lower. Oh, it's not letting me add on any more effects. Okay. All right. So anyway, so here's, I'm going to put on, chuck on a bit of reverb here. So done. And I'm now going to just let you hear my bass line here. Start. Now, it's very hard to hear that. Okay. But if I solo that channel, if I mute the other two channels, you can hear this chorusy sound of Adam. So there's my new effect. So then, guys, I've added on chorus onto the bass sound. I've added reverb onto the guitar sound. I'm now going to export that song as an MP3 file. Sorry, I have to save it first. Sorry. Yes, okay. So file, save as jazz melody with effects. How about that? Okay, so what happens now is that starts mixing up here in the top, or in the top here. So I'm going to pause the video while that's mixing. So that's now saved, so the mixing button isn't there anymore. Okay, so so guys, I know that happened instantly in the video, but at home that mixing thing will take a good while to do. And I'm going to export that as an MP3 file now. So jazz melody with effects. So there you go. You're then going to go into Excel, Outlook, and email these two tracks as attachments to me, and I'll mark them. Okay, thanks guys. If you have any question about how to do that, please just let me know. Get in touch if you need anything. Okay, all right, thanks everyone, well done.